Today I want to talk about what I like to say is the double-edged sword of being an addict. And I myself, I have a very addictive personality, and I still struggle with that, but I struggled with that for years, from when I was about like 17 to like what I'm at now. I'm 23. This is ridiculous. Um, but earlier in my life, like especially my college years, I struggled heavily with addiction, with over-the-counter substances like Benadryl, DXM, which is like cough syrup, Delsum, like Robitussin kind of stuff, um, which is very slept on in terms of its potential for addiction and its abuse. Also, marijuana, big one. That was my longest addiction. That was the hardest one to get rid of. Adderall as well for a short period of time. But I was addicted to those things for in total for about like 5, 6 years. It has done like irreparable damage to me and those around me and the people that I love. Well, I don't want to say irreparable, but I'm burping. Gee, I'm burping. Um, yeah, I don't want to say irreparable because I have repaired a lot of it, but there are definitely aspects of it that I don't feel like are fixed completely. More so being like my mental health, and I don't mean mental health like if I'm depressed or not. I mean like my literal mental health of my cognitive capabilities, the way that I can think. I feel like I would be a lot better and not as slow as I am today if I hadn't abused a lot of those things. And the main thing for that is definitely the Benadryl, which I'm going to talk about in a different video, which is like its own devil. Definitely the marijuana as well. Um, yeah, the over-the-counter medications are absolutely insane, especially for an extreme addict kind of person. They're extremely dangerous, and I'm going to talk about those later in a different video. So none of that's good. Um, but yeah, during that period of my life, for like 5 years, I learned a lot of important things about myself, obviously looking back on it. Um, the overall thing that I learned is that being an addict can go both ways. It's obviously skewed heavily in one direction nowadays, mostly because of just culture and technology, how easily accessible things are that you can use to waste your time, whatever it may be, like porn, doom scrolling, and just various substances, especially marijuana. Like if you're over the age of 21, you can just go into a store, buy it, and the methods of using it are so simple and easy. Especially with like a vape pen, you can use it wherever you want. You can even hide it on a plane if you really want to. These things are so easily accessible. It's so more than ever. It's so easy to waste your time. It's so easy to throw your life away and watch years go by as you're just a spectator in your own life. That's only the negative side, and that's obviously the easier things to fall into if you have that propensity to be an addict. But at the same time, I'm sure this is kind of like said over and over again, but get addicted to productive things in your life. This is really, that's real though, like being able to get addicted to the future version of yourself in that pursuit. Because when you're in that mindset of being an addict, if you're addicted to substances, what do you think about what you're really doing? You're in the pursuit of a feeling that you cannot achieve, no matter what. Whether it be chasing your first high or being satisfied with your life, you're always in pursuit of a feeling. That's what being an addict is, being in pursuit of a feeling. And I myself, there's a period in like the summer of 2020 where I was sober for that whole summer because of my circumstances. And, I was obviously still an addict. That never goes away. And so something I found myself doing was, I was super entrenched and addicted to Instagram, and not in like a time wasting way. Like I had my own accounts, I was growing them, I was just making memes or whatever, stuff like that. And that addiction continued on till today, where it's actually productive for me. Like I have an account with 100,000, I have another account with like a little over 40,000 followers, and those make me money now, which is something that my negative aspect of my mind actually was able to produce. And that's why I don't like the whole stigma with when you hear people say addict, like there's such a negative stigma to it. And granted, that obviously makes sense because, when you say I'm an addict or that person's an addict, like they're obviously saying they're addicted to drugs, which is not desirable because it's just harmful in every aspect of your life. Um, but the main point I'm trying to get across is that being an addict can go both ways. You can be addicted to the pursuit of feelings, physical feelings, whether that be like porn, sex, video games, obviously drugs. Um, but that same overarching thing of pursuing a feeling will always be with you, whether you're sober or not. And it's a matter of channeling that into something that is productive, something that can further your life in a positive direction. And that's kind of my main point that I'm trying to get across here is that being an addict isn't all bad. It is a neutral part of yourself that you have to learn how to channel into something that is healthy for you and for those around you. Because if you can't learn how to tame that, it will destroy you. And that's kind of been the main thing that I've been learning in my life so far is learning how to tame the beast of addiction and channeling that into something that is productive and not wasting time because you're not going to get rid of it. You're not going to not be an addict. It's a matter of channeling that into something that is healthy and productive for you. And that just kind of brings to the point of human beings. You have so much power within yourself to change your life, whether it be in a negative direction or a positive direction. And speaking on the negative direction, like it's so easy today to fall into the things that just waste your time. It's really like evil just thinking about it. The availability of marijuana, the social media, how you can just doom scroll and just waste hours upon hours and you don't even realize it. And next thing you know, 10 years has gone by. And then what? You're 34, you have a low end job, and all those opportunities were just ripped away from you by yourself because you're wasting time. And people don't realize that. I've seen people do this to themselves. They could be in a much better position than they are right now, but they just fell into that trap. And I don't blame them because I'm the same way. This is me trying to get out of that. Um, but all I want to say is that you yourself, the human being that you are, has divine power to change your life. And it's harder to change it in a positive aspect, that's for sure. But that's the journey of life, is the challenge of being a good person. And that's really all I want to say is just if you know that you're an addict, if you have it deep within inside of you that you know you're an addict but you refuse to admit it because you think it's a bad thing, it's not a bad thing. It's who you are. And it's up to you to channel that into something great, to make yourself into a great, admirable human being. Because every human has the ability to do that. Thanks.